BJP President JP Nadda, in a scathing letter that he's written to Sonia Gandhi, has in fact accused the Congress party of trying to mislead the nation as far as the issue of the COVID-19 pandemic is concerned. He's accused the Congress of creating false panic. Joining us on the broadcast, Sanket Upadhyay and Sunil Prabhu. Sunil, if I can, Sanket, if I can come to you first, what really has been said in this letter?
Well, yes, if you remember, Sonia Gandhi, the interim Congress president, in the CWC meeting yesterday, came with an all-out attack against the central government for abdicating its responsibility. It seems that in a response to that address, the BJP president, JP Nadda, has written a 4-page letter where he has concentrated on 2 or 3 broad issues: vaccination, medical facilities, as well as the entire drive of helping people. All these things have been addressed separately under separate headers. The BJP president talking about how the Congress party is indulging in doublespeak, where some of its members are doing selfless service, perhaps referring to Mr. Srinivas Divi, but he says that other leaders and their negativity eclipses the hard work done by certain congressmen. He then says that there is no point mocking the efforts of the central government, whereas there has been quite a significant amount of doublespeak on the part of Congress chief ministers as well as Congress leaders as well. On the front of vaccine, he says that the Congress's constant negativity is negating the hard work that was done by doctors as well as innovators who were racing against time to find a vaccine. He then also goes on to say that the Congress Working Committee talks about Modi government abdicating its responsibility. If that is so, then why were all the senior Congress leaders calling for decentralization of vaccination? He talks about the various efforts that the central government has taken, the fact that 45,000 ventilators were produced and procured in mission mode and sent to all states as part of PM CARES Fund. The list goes on and on, even as far as the Central Vista is concerned, where the BJP president tries to highlight what the BJP feels is duplicity on the part of the Congress party to comment on the Central Vista, when the BJP president feels many Congress leaders themselves wanted or advocated for a renovation. In fact, many such projects are presently undergoing in various states. Congress rules.
All right. Let's go across to Sunil as well. Sunil, it is, almost a point-by-point rebuttal that has been made in this letter. Clearly, the BJP president there responding to the criticism that the Congress has made against the government over the handling of the pandemic.
That's right, Rishika. In fact, if you read between the lines and if you read that letter carefully, it's a rehash of what Dr. Harshvardhan, when Dr. Manmohan Singh wrote to the Prime Minister at that time about the vaccine policy. Dr. Harshvardhan had pinpointed and made these political points, which has now been once again cut and paste and put in the BJP president, Mr. Nadda's point. So 1 month beyond, they haven't gone beyond this blame game. The fact of the matter is, and of course, even on the Central Vistas, if you look at what they say, the duplicity as they're talking about, the point that is being made and being conveyed is that, one, did you know that the second wave was taking place? I think that's what the Congress party is trying to say. Did you take corrective steps to ensure that the citizens are safeguarded? Did you take measures to ensure that India was well prepared? No. Congress party has been arguing consistently that who allowed vaccines to be exported? Who allowed life-saving drugs to be exported? Who allowed oxygen to be exported? Why have we come to a situation where people were gasping for breath, people died because of no oxygen, that there are no hospital beds, that there aren't enough life-saving drugs, and the list continues. We all have seen that misery. We still continue to see that suffering, and people still look and demand for the much required oxygen and life-saving drugs. Not only us, even diplomats, as you've seen, had to appeal to people to go about it. So this is, of course, the BJP, as you're well aware, a little bit rattled because of the fact that nearly everybody has been badly affected. And it's in that context that they understand that they have to do course correction in terms of the political onslaught that they have got from the Congress party. And that is why they're attempting this letter to try to defend themselves. But nevertheless, the political blame game between the Congress and the BJP continues. Hopefully, the most important point is that people's lives will be saved, better health infrastructure will be learned, and at least we equip ourselves for the third wave or any other wave that takes place beyond this time.
All right. Well, it is an ugly war of words between the Congress and the BJP, unfortunately coming in at a time when the country could really use all of its political establishments coming together to fight this COVID-19 pandemic, to help people really who are in desperate need out there. Appreciate you, Sanket and Sunil, for joining us with the very latest.